Well, there seems to be no other option than to continue down this rabbit hole path that I have been on as of late, to everybody's dread, including my own, because the intelligence agencies and the states who run this global social engineering program, their propaganda seemingly is always about my sexuality, kinks and preferences, and it's only for this reason that I'm yet again forced to respond to their hate crimes and propaganda campaigns that are in fact being broadcasted all over the world. Taking a look back at how it all began, this public persecution of me with the target individual program being used openly in public, and the never-ending saga that they continuously create, basically out of nothing, and yet they are able to maintain people's attention and focus through this spectacle that they are broadcasting all over the world. A kind of fake real-life Truman Show 2.0, with me, Stephen Bell, as the protagonist. And as I have maintained throughout, this program truly began in its present form around the beginning of 2009. However, before then, they had to prime me, their protagonist, and for the program to be successful in this regard, they have always needed people to hate and despise me. And how this all went about in the early days is something that I have not yet really spoken about in any detail. Primarily because of the fact that there are certain topics regarding my sexuality, kinks and fetishes that I had not come to terms with until very recently, and therefore I have in my other videos and interviews left out crucial information which I'm now able to speak much more openly about, now that everybody knows that I am sexually attracted to transsexuals as well as women, and not least being into butt stuff. All of which I suppose in many people's eyes makes me gay, or at least bisexual to some degree, regardless that I don't have any sexual attraction to other men. I think that is the main reason I have had such a hard time coming to terms with my sexuality, because I don't really fit into either category, heterosexual or homosexual. So it has been a bit of a predicament, to say the least, for me to come out. Now that I am out, and regardless of the labels, I'm okay with it. So now it's time to hammer home the facts. Accordingly, I had a girlfriend called Nadia, a real crazy woman, which I met in 2006 or around there. She was very adventurous and good looking, and we were together for around 3 years, some of which may be on and off. We were living that fast life with lots and lots of drugs and parties. So not surprisingly, we tried everything from normal sex to BDSM, and eventually she also wanted us to watch transsexual porn and use sex toys together more and more, hence why I had so many of them at one point. We would do so much coke and have sex for hours on end, practically every weekend for quite some time. Most of the other time, our relationship was completely mental and turbulent, generally speaking a very unhealthy relationship, which probably is the main reason for me to end up losing everything and become the supposed protagonist in this global social engineering program. So next time we're going to take a much closer look at how it all began, and I'm sure many of you are going to be familiar with some of the information that I'm going to be exposing, but nevertheless you will in essence begin to understand that I have in actual fact always been persecuted by the state and their intelligence agents, primarily for my sexual preferences, kinks and fetishes, which they are continuing to do in this day and age in 2024 publicly.